do you look at the U.S. action of handpicking some leaders to talk about democracy and not the others?
Thanks for that question. I think democracy, just like market economy, it's not any country's business to say which country is democratic or not. There's a huge set of standards to define which country is democratic or which economy is market economy. As you mentioned in your opening remark, what qualifies the U.S. as the country that is making all these selections. I think U.S. is self-appointed. It's a superpower. It issued the invitation, but once the invitation list is made public, certainly there are countries that are more democratic than others. So it's not just the democratic standards that are involved. There are also strategic consideration. There are also the U.S.-China rivalry, into the consideration. So it's a very complex issue.
Mr. Yang, let me ask for your reaction to this. Is China objecting to a meeting to talk about democracy, or is China objecting to this kind of divisive, exclusive attempts to say, okay, we are going to talk among ourselves how to promote democracy, but we are not going to, have everybody as part of the discussion and have their opinions and views heard?
Well, let me put it this way. China has been always open to discuss, exchange the views and the policies about democracy, simply because Chinese ruling party, the Chinese Communist Party, has been pursuing for the democracy which fit to China's basic situation of the state. And for China's belief, democracy as a common value of the human being, composed by quite a varied types, forms of democracy. Just like human beings' language is composed by thousands of types of languages, not single languages. So that's why up to now, for 2,000 years history, there's no one single definition about the democracy. That's not because the lack of knowledge of the people, but because the full diversity of the democracy, that no one definition can define the democracy. To the contrary, just because of the variety of the democracy reflects the nature of the democracy. And the Chinese government and Chinese Communist Party always welcome to discuss and exchange experiences and lessons regarding to democracy for the better governing. So democracy is designed to better governing, not for something else like politicalization or the other things.